Oh, I love Ron Burgundy. I like Elf better though too.
Yeah, because he's so positive.
He's happy all the time.
Yeah.
Smiling's his favorite. I'll edit this out. Okay, so that was an excellent lesson that Jill just walked us through. It's always nice to see her thought process when creating a designated ELD lesson. I had some quick questions afterwards when I was filming it. Structured and guided practice. A lot of people, especially new teachers who are new to the DII model, oftentimes ask questions about structured and guided practice. I thought Jill did a great job in her lesson plan addressing this. But Jill, do you have any other ideas about the difference or how they're tied together or anything else?
So structured practice is actually showing kids how the process works. So structured practice is you're showing them, for example, I showed them a subject and a predicate and a subject and a predicate. So for me, when I am providing an example, I've already written that out in my lesson plan beforehand, and I'm showing kids the structure of how it works. So I'm showing them the blueprint, if you will, of or the formula is another term I use in structured practice, so that I'm having them practice that structure with me.
Okay.
Guided practice can be partner work. Guided practice can be guided by me, depending on how much help they need. Guided practice is actually then taking the structure that I've just shown them how it works and actually applying it. So structure is here's the what, and then guided practice is here's the how. And the key word though in structured practice is you're not just showing them here's a formula, you're showing them here's a formula and here's how that formula works. Let's look at that structure together and do some things with it. Then guided practice is okay, now let's apply it together. And I think, you know, in especially in my research and looking at classrooms and looking at what teachers do, we often skip guided practice. We go from model, me doing it, to kids just doing it on their own.
Yeah.
So I think it's wise that we've broken down guided practice into two pieces. One is like, here's how, if I'm teaching, for example, transitions between two paragraphs. In junior high, that's a big one, right? We write one long paragraph. How do we know when to start and stop a paragraph? So the structure is let's practice and look at what the rules are for when a new paragraph begins, new time, new speaker, you know, all the rules for paragraphing. And let's look at the structure and let's look at that structure together. Now let's apply it together. I'm going to guide you through it, but I'm also going to let you take a little more control than you did in structured practice.
So it's like a scaffold practice and then guided practice, or structured guided practice and then guided practice. It's the scaffolding needed.
Yeah, and so it's in both cases, you're still with the kids. The way that I frame it in my own thinking is it's gradual release of responsibility. So structured practice is here's the structure, we're going to do it all together. Guided practice is I'm truly guiding you instead of leading you. So I change that verb in my mind. I'm leading you in structured practice. and guided practice, I'm your coach rather than your leader.